I'm 78 years old now. Most mornings I wake up alone. The house is quiet, too quiet, and sometimes it feels like the silence itself is heavy with memories. I spend my days sitting by the window, looking at the garden my husband once loved so much. You see, I'm alive, but I'm not truly living. I'm surviving. And I can't forget what he said, what I wish I could take back, the advice I didn't follow, and the life we didn't fully live. It all started decades ago. I was just 24 when I married him. He was kind, smart, sometimes stubborn, but he had this way of seeing life clearly, even when I didn't. He used to tell me things I didn't understand at the time, words that now, in the silence of my house, echo louder than anything else. I want you to live, truly live, he said to me one evening when the sky was painted with sunset colors. Don't just exist. Don't let time slip away thinking everything will be fine tomorrow. The only day you truly have is today. I laughed at him. I thought he was being dramatic. I was young, naive, and I believed I had all the time in the world. Promise me, he insisted, holding my hands tightly. Promise me you'll never let fear or doubt stop you from doing what makes your heart happy. Travel, learn, love, give, laugh. Don't wait. I nodded. I promised. But promises made in the warmth of love are often forgotten in the coldness of everyday life. We built a life together, a simple life, filled with small joys. We had our routines, our little arguments, our comfort in each other's presence. And yet, slowly, I started noticing how I was letting the world, responsibilities, and fear of failure take precedence over my own happiness. I put aside my dreams to make room for his career, for our children, for the house, for everything but myself. And he never complained. He just watched me, sometimes with a gentle sadness in his eyes, knowing I was forgetting his words. I don't care about the money or the house, he once whispered to me during a rare, quiet night. I care about your heart, your joy, your laughter. If I'm gone, I want to know you live for yourself, not for regrets. I smiled then, but I didn't truly hear him. And now, I wish I had. When he passed away suddenly, it felt like a part of me left with him. I remember sitting by his side in the hospital, holding his hand and thinking, I'll do it all. I'll live the way you wanted me to. Tomorrow. But tomorrow never came for him. And for a long time, it didn't come for me either. I spent years in mourning, not just for him, but for the life I postponed. I realized that I had let fear and hesitation steal decades from me. I had listened to the world more than to my own heart. And now, I had no one to remind me to live, and that is my biggest regret. Not the arguments, not the mistakes, not even the moments I failed him, but the years I didn't live, despite his constant advice. I cannot forget what he said. Every word feels like a whisper in my soul. Every day I ask myself, if I could go back, what would I do differently? I would travel more, laugh louder, cry freely, and love without fear. I would chase dreams I thought were too late. I would sit under the sky and feel the wind, not just watch it pass by from behind a window. I have learned that life is not measured by years or possessions. It is measured by moments, by choices, by courage to live authentically. And it doesn't wait for permission, not from anyone, not from time. To you, listening to my story, I want to say this. Don't wait. Don't wait for the right time, the right person, or the right circumstance. Don't wait for permission to live the life your heart whispers to you every day. You may be 20, 30, 50, or 62 like me when I realized my mistake. It doesn't matter. Every moment is an opportunity to start, to change, to choose joy over fear. Because when the people we love leave, when the moments pass, the regrets will stay. And I don't want you to carry the weight I carry. Live fully, love deeply, speak honestly, chase your dreams relentlessly. Forgive yourself for your mistakes, but never forgive yourself for not living. Some days I still cry for him. I still feel the emptiness in my arms where his presence used to be. But I also remember his advice, and slowly have started to live again. I've joined a local art class, something I loved as a girl but never pursued. I travel to the places I've dreamed of, even if alone. I write letters to friends. I talk to strangers. I laugh out loud without shame. It's not easy. The years of hesitation, the decades of caution, they don't disappear overnight. But every small step feels like a victory. And I know he would smile if he could see me now, truly living. So, if there is one thing I want you to remember, it's this. Life is fragile, time is fleeting, and words, especially the ones spoken by those who love you, are treasures. Don't wait to live until someone reminds you. Don't postpone joy for tomorrow. Don't let fear steal your heart. And above all, don't let regret become your companion in your later years. I cannot forget what he said, but now I try to live it every single day, and I hope you do too, because the greatest tragedy is not death, it's the life you never lived. I am 78 now, and I am still learning, still trying, still living. And maybe, if you listen carefully to your heart, you can avoid the regrets I carry and create a life that feels like freedom, love, and joy every single day. I cannot forget what he said, not for a single day, not for a single breath. Even now at 78, his words echo in my mind, sometimes softly like a lullaby, sometimes sharply like a warning. When I think about my life, all the moments I could have taken but didn't, I feel a pang in my chest that never fully fades. He warned me, not once, but countless times, to live fully, to chase my heart's desires, to not let fear or doubt chain me. I didn't listen as I should have. I was stubborn in my own way, thinking that time would always be there for me, that tomorrow was mine to claim. We spent over 50 years together, 50 years of shared laughter, shared tears, shared silences. And yet, I realize now that I often let the days slip by without truly living them. I was so busy being responsible, keeping the household in order, raising the children, tending to every little need around me, that I forgot to tend to my own soul. And he, ever patient, ever loving, never chastised me. He would just say, "Your heart matters more than the house, more than the money, more than what anyone thinks. Promise me you'll never forget that." I thought I had promised, but I hadn't understood. Understanding comes slowly, often too late. After he passed, the silence of the house became unbearable. The bed felt too wide, the mornings too long, and the evenings too empty. I would sit in the kitchen, staring at his favorite chair, and wonder if I had wasted too many years not listening to him. The advice he gave, the wisdom he shared, all seemed like treasures I had ignored. I think about the trips we never took, the friends we never called, the dreams I shelved because they didn't seem practical, because they required courage I didn't have at the time. I remember one afternoon, years before he died, he said, Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't wait for anyone to approve of your dreams. Life is too short to live anyone else's version of it. I nodded, smiled, and went on doing what I thought was right. But what I thought was right was only what was expected of me, what was safe. And now, safety feels like a prison. There were moments I recall with such clarity that it hurts. The evenings when we walked together by the river, holding hands, talking about everything and nothing, laughing until our sides ached. He told me then, these moments are life, not the money, not the things. Don't let them pass by without noticing them. I heard him, but I didn't act. I let the rush of life push me along, always planning for the next day, the next month, the next year. And now, when I sit alone, the river flows just as it did, but he is not there, and I am left with memories and a heavy regret. I've come to realize that regret is a strange companion. It doesn't speak loudly, it doesn't knock on your door. It whispers in quiet moments, in the gaps between your breaths, reminding you of every choice you didn't make, every word you didn't say, every chance you didn't take. And I carry it every day. Yet I also carry a determination to change what I can, to salvage the time I still have. Because life, even after loss, still has beauty if we dare to seek it. After he left, I began small. I started walking in the mornings, taking in the world he loved. I joined a small book club at the local library. I started writing letters to friends I had not spoken to in years. At first, it felt awkward, as if I was stepping into a life I had abandoned decades ago. But then slowly, a spark returned, a spark of joy, of curiosity, of hope. I remembered him, remembered his words, and decided to honor them, not just in memory, but in action. I traveled too in my own way. I visited cities I had dreamed of as a young woman. I stood on mountains, looked at oceans, and felt the wind as if it were carrying him with it. Each journey taught me something new, not just about the world, but about myself. I learned that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. I learned that joy is not something that waits for the perfect moment. It is found in the choice to live fully now. I think often about the regrets we carry and why we carry them. I believe it is because we forget that life is finite. We assume there will always be time. We assume that tomorrow will come, and with it, endless chances. But tomorrow is not guaranteed. People leave, health fades, opportunities close, and suddenly we are left with a lifetime of maybes and what-ifs. I wish I could tell my younger self to grasp every opportunity, to laugh freely, to love without fear, to speak without hesitation. I would tell her that every day is a gift, every sunrise a reminder, every heartbeat a chance to live authentically. And so I speak to you now, not just to tell my story, but to offer a warning and an encouragement. Don't let your life slip away in fear, in hesitation, in the shadows of what others expect of you. Don't wait for permission to live. Don't wait for a perfect moment, because perfect moments are illusions. Life is happening now in small gestures, in quiet moments, in bold choices. Take them, embrace them, treasure them. Some days I feel the weight of the years I lost. Some days the sorrow of his absence overwhelms me. But I also feel the strength I have found, the resilience I never knew I had. I have learned that it's never too late to begin, to change, to pursue joy. Even in the twilight of life, the heart can still beat with passion, curiosity, and love. Even at 78, I am learning to live, truly live, in ways I once postponed. I want you, whoever you're listening to this story, to understand that the choices you make today will shape the rest of your life. Don't let fear dictate your path. Don't let doubt silence your heart. Chase your dreams, even if they seem impossible. Speak your truth, even if it scares you. Love deeply, without reservation, without expectation, without delay. Because the only thing worse than loss is knowing you never truly lived before it arrived. I think about my husband often, and I hear his voice in my mind. Promise me you'll live fully. And though it took decades, I'm finally honoring that promise. I still cry for him. I still feel the ache of regret. But I also smile more than I have in years. I travel, I write, I laugh, I connect, I explore. I do things that make my heart sing. I do things that make me feel alive. And in doing so, I carry him with me, not as a shadow, not as a loss, but as a guiding light, reminding me of the life I deserve. So remember this, my dear listener. Do not wait for life to hand you permission. Do not wait for someone else to decide when you can be happy. Don't postpone your dreams. Live them. Love them. Chase them with all your heart. Life is fleeting, fragile, and precious. Do not waste it on fear, doubt, or the opinions of others. Regret is heavy, but action lightens the soul. Choose life. Choose joy. Choose courage. Choose love. Choose today. I cannot forget what he said, and I will carry it with me until my last breath. But I have also learned that remembering is not enough. You must act. You must live. You must honor your life and the people who love you by not wasting the days you are given. And if you can do that, if you can grasp each moment with courage, if you can chase your dreams, if you can laugh, love, and live authentically, then perhaps when the end comes, you'll have no regrets, only a life fully lived. And so I continue, day after day, step by step, memory by memory, hope by hope. I honor his words, my own dreams, and the life I still have. I write, I travel, I connect, I explore, I laugh, I cry, I feel, I live. And in that, I find a peace I never knew I could achieve, a joy that once seemed impossible, and a courage that grows stronger with every passing day. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Do not let fear steal your heart. Live now. Love now. Chase your dreams now. Because the only thing that is truly lost forever is the life you never dared to live. And if you remember nothing else from my story, remember this. Life does not wait. Time does not pause. And the moments you waste in doubt and fear are moments you can never reclaim.